Whereas Ellicott Brewing Company, located on 34 West Main Street, has requested permission to hold a music fest in the village alleyway adjoining its premises. Now therefore be resolved, permission is hereby granted to Ellicott Brewing Company, Ellicott, to hold a music fest in the village alleyway between Ellicott Building and the park from 12 noon on May 1st, 2010 to, did that change to 11?
11.
11 11 p.m. wait a second, to 11 a.m. on Sunday, May 2nd, 2010, and to set the alleyway for the Music Fest April 30th, 2010, after 6 p.m. upon the following condition.
Can I ask you a question, please? Is that 11 a.m. on Sunday? In other words, it is going to go for 24 hours?
No, 11 p.m.
It's
Yeah.
11 p.m.
For that night.
that night.
But it says,
I know, but we changed,
well, we changed it down here. Music will
Okay.
end at 11 p.m. on May 1st,
right,
Yep.
and then number 5.
right, so that's not correct.
Okay, so Park Pub from 12 noon on May 1st, 2010 to 11 p.m. that May 1st,
Right,
2010, and to set up in the alleyway from the Music Fest on, excuse me, Friday, April 30th, 2010, after 6 p.m. upon the following conditions. 1, no alcohol beverage will be sold in the alleyway. The alleyway area will be fenced in by Ellicott as to prevent persons from taking open containers of alcohol beverages outside the fenced-in area. The alleyway will be closed Friday, 6 p.m. through Sunday, 6 p.m. Signage will be posted satisfactory to the police departments informing people that open containers of alcohol beverages are prohibited behind the fenced-in area. At least 2 security persons meeting New York State Liquor Authority qualifications will be provided by Ellicott to ensure an orderly event. Ellicott shall provide the village police department the names and the addresses of the security personnel. Ellicott shall provide the police department by April 29, 2010 with a plan showing where all equipment will be located. The police chief is hereby authorized to make changes in plan that feels it necessary to public safety. Enforcement of the public open container ordinance and noise control law shall be waived during the music fest. However, the sound level of the music shall be reasonable as to not create unnecessary disturbance, and music will end at 11 p.m. May 1st.
May I, again, the enforcement of the open container ordinance is not waived.
Okay.
Well, it's waived within the
That
fenced-in
company.
area.
Yep.
It's waived within what?
The fenced-in area.
No, it's not, because we said no alcohol.
No, but there's gonna be.
So-
No sale.
No
Okay.
sale.
All right, okay, I'm sorry, I apologize, thank you.
An insurance certificate shall be provided to the village no later than April 29, 2010, in the amount of at least $1 million, showing the village as an additional insured, together with the signed indemnification and a holds harmless agreement in favor of the village in form and a content satisfactory to the village attorney. Names and addresses of directors and officers of Ellicott and any other information the village official feel necessary shall be provided by the village by April 29, 2010. The police department is authorized to enforce the above and to immediately close the event if the event becomes disorderly or unsafe. Ellicott shall be responsible for removing all equipment and cleaning the area by 6 p.m. Sunday, May 2nd, 2010. Number 9 does not imply a waiver of the New York State Liquor Authority regulations. Correct?
And is this, are we correct that this is 6 p.m. on Sunday?
Well, I think there was some discussion about that time because we were looking at Sunday at the beginning of the resolution, but now that it's all on Saturday,
It's
maybe you
all-
want
Yeah,
to
9
agree with
a.m.
an earlier time to get it out of there instead of going on till 6.
So, I mean, do you want to just keep it 9 a.m. on Sunday morning, May 2nd, 2010?
The only problem is I don't know how much the involvement with the fencing.
Okay.
I guess maybe I'd give them to at least
Noon?
like noon.
No?
Yeah, clear it out.
Okay.
So Ellicott shall be responsible for removing all equipment and cleaning the area by noon, Sunday, May 2nd, 2010.
Second.
Okay, so
Section you wanted to add.
he did add that.
I did admit, does not apply a waiver of the New York State Liquor Authority regulations.
It,
Yeah, he was on
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
All right, with that said, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Be it resolved that the village clerk is hereby authorized to advertise for sealed bids for the purchase of polycationic polymer potable water coagulant liquid form, polyaluminum chloride water coagulant liquid form, and zinc orthophosphate for the fiscal year beginning June 1st, 2010 and ending May 31st, 2011. Said bids shall be returnable on May 19th, 2010 at 9 a.m., at which times the bid will publicly be opened and read aloud in Conference Room 1, Village Hall. The Village Board of Trustees reserves the right to reject any and all bids and accept the bids deemed most advantageous to the Village of Fredonia.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Be resolved that the village clerk is authorized to advertise for sealed bids for the purchase of synthetic flocculant for the fiscal year beginning June 1st, 2010 and ending May 31st, 2011. Said bids shall be returnable on May 19th, 2010 at 10 a.m., at which times the bids will be publicly opened and read aloud in Conference Room 1, Village Hall. The Village Board of Trustees reserves the right to reject any and all bids and accept the bids deemed most advantageous to the Village of Fredonia.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Be resolved, the village clerk is hereby authorized to advertise for sealed bids of purchase of liquid chlorine in fiscal year beginning June 1st, 2010 and ending May 31st, 2011. Said bids shall be returnable on May 19th, 2010 at 10 a.m., at which time the bids will be publicly opened and read aloud in Conference Room 1, Village Hall. The Village Board of Trustees reserves the right to reject any and all bids and accept the bids deemed most advantageous to the Village of Fredonia.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Whereas the Board of Trustees of the Village of Fredonia desires to make certain changes in Section 20850 of the Chapter 208 of the Code of the Village of Fredonia entitled Parking and Traffic. Now therefore be intact the Board of Trustees of the Village of Fredonia as follows. Section 1, Section 20850 of the Code of the Village of Fredonia entitled Parking Prohibited at all times. Apologize. At all times is amended by the adding no parking on the south side of Ryan Place from Water Street to the intersection of Castile Drive. Said amendment shall read as follows. Ryan Place South, name of street Ryan Place, side south, location from Water Street to Castile Drive. Section 2, the above amendment shall take effect immediately as provided by Section 2002 of the Village Law of the Statute of New York, and Village Street Department is hereby authorized and directed to post the appropriate signage.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Okay, and also I want to make a mention that on May 10th, at our next public public meeting, we'll be discussing the possibility of the same proposal, but for Forest Place on the west side, the entire length from West Main Street to Risley Street. And we would like some opinions or any questions or concerns from any of the residents on that area on May 10th.
For suggestions.
Yep.
Okay. Be it resolved that the village clerk is hereby authorized to advertise for sealed bids for the purchase of ferric chloride for the fiscal year beginning June 1st, 2010 and ending May 31st, 2011. Said bids shall be returnable on May 19th, 2010 at 10:30 a.m., at which time the bids will be publicly opened and read aloud in Conference Room 1, Village Hall.
Before we do any action on that, could we amend that to the 10 o'clock as well, so that we can have all of these open together and do them as one
All right.
legal notice?
All right, at 10 a.m. on May 19th, Conference Room 1, Village Hall, the Village Board of Trustees reserves the rights to reject any and all bids and to accept the bid deemed most advantageous to the Village of Fredonia.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.